My name is Sada Soli GBI, representing GBI Kaita Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I move that a bill for an act to establish a non-governmental and civil society organization agency and related matters, HB 941, be read the second time. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is a great privilege for me to stand before this House to lead a debate on a bill for an act to establish non-governmental and civil society organization agency and related matters. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, NGOs and civil society organizations now impact policies and advance initiatives that once were nearly exclusively the domain of government and for-profit corporations, and their humanitarian services has become vital to the well-being of individuals and societies throughout the globe. In many cases, NGOs have proven more adept than governments in responding to particular needs. This powerful third sector existing between the realms of government and business is bringing an unprecedented vitality and ability to bear on critical issues related to service and world peace. NGOs' flexibility and connections to grassroots communities aid them in mobilizing resources quickly to affected areas. Their often single-minded commitment and strong motivation affords them a civic power that other institutions lack. Unfortunately, there are many actors in the NGO community that are neither responsible nor ethical. Alan Fowle, in his book, Striking a Balance, many NGOs do not even understand the standards that they should be applying to their activities and governance. However, the experience in recent times in Nigeria showcases the fact that if NGOs and civil society organizations are not coordinated, there will be a preponderance likely be misplacement of ethics and responsibilities of government. Above all, how many of them prepare and make available to the government and the public their basic financial information, including the sources of their fundings, the use of those funds, the percentages of the funds used for services and programs. This experience spurred me up to come up with an idea by way of a bill to establish an agency that will be responsible for regulation, management, and coordination of the roles of NGOs and civil society in Nigeria. The bill in focus. The bill is divided into 5 parts with 39 clauses in order to establish an agency to function as follows. The bill to create an agency to oversee the affairs of the NGOs. It performs the following functions: to facilitate and coordinate the work of all national and international NGOs operating in Nigeria, to maintain the register of national and international non-governmental organizations operating in Nigeria with precise sectors, affiliation, and locations of their activities, to advise government on the activities of non-governmental organizations and their roles in development within Nigeria, to conduct a regular review of the register to determine the consistency in their reports submitted by non-governmental and civil society organizations and the body, to provide policy guidelines to non-governmental and civil society organizations for harmonizing their activities with the National Development Plan for Nigeria. In view of the above and what exists in other climes, having realized the essence of an agency to coordinate the activities of NGOs and civil society organizations in Nigeria, I will humbly urge this honorable House to note that there are about 1.2 million NGOs operating in the United States, and they are not left without any regulation or coordination. Some examples of legislations around the world that impose mandatory coordination and registration include Ethiopia. In 2009, they have a legislation, 2009 proclamation for the registration and regulation of of Charities and Societies. Zambia, the 2000 Non-Governmental Organization Act. Uganda, Non-Governmental Organization Registration Act. Zimbabwe, Civil Society Act. Sierra Leone, Angola, Burundi, Rwanda, Democratic Republic of Congo, Zambia, Mozambique, Senegal, Kenya, Tanzania, England, and Wales. They have the Charity Act 2006 is the most recent legislation on NGO in the UK. Honorable colleagues, I urge you most respectively, without any prejudice to the NGO and civil society organizations in Nigeria, to support this bill for the future and the good of Nigeria. Honorable colleagues, this is the code of ethics and conduct of the NGOs, which
Honorable Ibrahim, you are distracting our leader, who has been very attentive listening to our Musada. You have been distracting him, please.
This is their code of ethics. Honorable colleagues, if you may recall, excuse me, sir, excuse me. If you may recall what happened in Rwanda, the role of the NGOs, if you want to know what happened and their role and the need for coordination and organizing of them in our laws, you read this book. If you need to know the functions and the responsibility of how the NGOs participated in the global governance, the non-governmental organizations and development, their functions, their roles they played in world peace, world organization, and their impact on society, and the need for them to be regulated, the need for them to be coordinated, the need for them to be managed by national laws. You read this book. Mr. Speaker, if you need... Mr. Speaker, I'm given the compendium and the section of this act. The title of the books, there is State Crime and Civil Activism, there is Non-Governmental Organization and Development, that is strictly for members only who participate in global governance. That is the Rwandan crisis, history of genocide. That is code of ethics and conduct of NGOs, and there is NGOs, civil society, and public sphere. Mr. Speaker, there is the need for Nigeria to include the management, coordination, and